Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2027 BC. The album, Dad. Rock on, gold dust. I have some things to say today. Woman. Alright, let's get right into this video, shall we? Okay. Before I get into this video, I just want to read you the results of my post that I did the other day. Poll post, go climb a poll. Anyway, the other day I asked the question, should I keep the intro? There were 7,548 votes on this poll. I love a good lunchtime poll, don't you? 9%, 743 people said, who'd care? 25%, 1,930 people said, no, you should not keep the intro. And 64%, 4,875 said a resounding receipts, Whitney. Yes, said I should keep the intro. So as of right now, the intro stays. I'll do a poll again in a couple months. Each time it goes down. Like it used to be like 92%, then it was like 85%, and now it's down. It's like getting lower and lower each time. So I'm gonna have to come up with a new intro, I think, in the next year. But anyway, people are like, how do you, like, can somebody explain to me the intro? I don't even really know how to explain to you the intro at this point. It's just little things I picked up over time and said on here. So anyway, ding-a-ling-a-ling, sham-a-lang, ding dong, ding. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane. How are you? Well, I'm just really down today, Jane. I'm back on the gimlets. Well, I was all ready to bring my pot roast to the... Wake up the cats. I was all ready to bring my pot roast to the Women's League on Thursday. But then I got stopped by the FDA. They said my pot roast wasn't FDA compliant. Hold on a second. I have another call, please. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. I had to. What? Well, I can't hear you. Hold on. What? I can't hear you, Jane. Anyway, now they said my pot roast wasn't compliant. Well, they said there were all kinds of hairs and butters and metal shards, allegedly. Yeah, that's why I changed the name of my pot roast to allegedly. Well, I'm hoping that by Thursday they'll let me, the FDA will let me bring my potluck. I've been working on it all week long, I know. Well, all right, Jane, I'll talk to you later, bye. So anyway, let's get into this video now that we've all had a little bit of fun and my lips are ready to talk. Okay, so, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. This is basically a Netflix series. At this point, this is like Jaclyn Cosmetics Lipsticks, okay, 13-part series. You can go watch it on Netflix. There's also the Hulu version and the Amazon Prime version. There's so many different versions of this, okay? So anyway, now I have been told that maybe I should not be making so many of these videos. So I thought, since you in danger, girl, you in danger. Okay, so I thought if I'm gonna continue to talk about Jaclyn's lipsticks, I better come with safety precautions. So here, I'm ready now, and can't get it off my head, it's so tight. But anyway, I was up, I know it's a big surprise, but I was reading the Twitter threads. People are still complaining that they're not addressing things, okay? And yes, there is new information in this video, so don't be like, oh, he's just talking about the same old thing. No, I've been doing my own investigations again, okay? So anyway, people on the Twitter are complaining. People underneath Jaclyn Cosmetics, when they posted that all the answers of the world are over. Here, listen. For that kind of tomfoolery, we need a dueling fan, okay? So all the answers are over there in the frequently asked questions with this PDF file. I think they just think that people are real stupid, and maybe I am. I'm starting to figure out that maybe I am kind of stupid because I don't really understand a whole lot of this stuff, and I feel like it's right in front of my face. Do you ever watch like these shows? Like when I watch these shows on Netflix, I'm sitting there and I'm watching them, I'm like, I know the answer is right there, and it's like, I don't know why I can't see it, but it's literally right there in front of our eyes, and I still swear to God, listen, I don't think that Brendan Dassey had anything to do with that, making of a murder or whatever that thing was called back in the day. Did you ever watch that? Oh my God. I did a whole review of it on my review channel. Go check out my review channel, Peer Review stuff. It's listed below. I'm doing another review today. Anyway, it's an ad seen on TV thing too. But anyway, I've been following all this kind of stuff, and people are talking about FDA this and FDA that. And I went to Jaclyn Cosmetics, and in Jaclyn Cosmetics FAQ, it says in here, hold on a second, I have it all queued up. That's right, I don't have it right in front of me. But it says, where's the FD? I had it all queued up. Is my lipstick safe to use? Jaclyn Cosmetics lipsticks are made with cosmetic industry standard FDA compliant. Now, I want you to remember that, okay? FDA compliant ingredients and are produced in an over-the-counter compliant factory that is registered with the FDA, providing high degrees of safety standards and rigorous testing. And then it goes on, and that's where it lists the PDF files that you can go and you can see all of like the different lab companies that have done their own investigations and stuff, basically proving that Jaclyn Cosmetics lipsticks are the finest lipsticks in the entire world. Don't worry about your bumps on there. Don't worry about your fibers, okay? Just use them. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's how it is, okay? That's basically what Jaclyn Cosmetics is saying. They're grainy, who cares? They're melting, just save it. You can wipe it up with your finger. They don't care, okay? The labs, they say they're completely fine. So when you go underneath here, it keeps on going on and it talks about the FDA compliant. What if my lipstick has a grainy or rough texture or appears to have particles in it? In a small number of lipsticks, raw materials were not mixed properly or processed long enough, resulting in grittiness and particles. Despite the unpleasant texture, all ingredients in our lipsticks are FDA compliant and safe for consumers. And it goes on. And there are several mentions in here of what is FDA compliant and that the lipsticks are FDA compliant, okay? Now, I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my coffee, driving around, and I'm thinking about this, right? And I came to this place, this Steak and Shake. Now, if you don't have Steak and Shake where you live, Steak and Shake might be one of the finest restaurants on the face of the earth, okay? It's basically like an old-timey diner with steaks and shakes. No, not really, but they have like Frisco burgers. Oh my God, now I've been a vegetarian for almost 2 years, but I do love a good Frisco burger back in the day. And it has Thousand Island dressing on it. My husband back and I, we would go out to the clubs and then we would come home, and on the way home we would stop at Steak and Shake, see? And we would each get a Frisco burger with cheese, and we would each get fries and onion rings, and then he would get a bowl of chili and cheese, and I would get a bowl of chili with cheese, and then we would split chicken fingers. Now, that's called eating back in the day. And I was like 60 pounds thinner than I am now. But anyway, I was driving by this one Steak and Shake that my friends and I, we used to go to in high school. And I was thinking about it, and while I'm sitting there thinking about this Jaclyn Hill stuff. Now, this is how the mind of a true investigator works, right? And I'm like, oh, I miss those days. I used to tell my mom I was at the library working on homework with my friends. You remember those days? But instead I was really up at that Steak and Shake. We were smoking cigarettes. They had these little aluminum ashtrays back in the day, and we would sit in there and smoke those clove cigarettes. I don't know how I ever managed that, but we would smoke those clove cigarettes and stuff. And I was sitting there, and I was looking at that Steak and Shake while I was sitting at the light, and I was like, oh, I miss those days. And then I would go home, and I was laughing to myself, see, because my mom would ask me, she'd say, well, where did you go? And I'd say, I went to the library. Well, that was true, see, because I did go to the library. I went to the library for about 5 minutes to, like, check out a book that I needed for a paper that I never even wrote till the night before, if I even did it then, maybe the morning of. But then we would go to Steak and Shake, right? And we smoked a bunch of cigarettes and just gossip and stuff like that. Okay. But when I got home, my mom would say to me, did you go to the library? And I'd say, of course I went to the library. Now, I wouldn't tell her about the rest of it. I wouldn't tell her about all the other shenanigans that I was doing up at the Steak and Shake and chasing people all over town and stuff like that, because all my girlfriends, they had crushes on guys that went to every different high school. That's what we did. Okay, but we did go to the library for 5 minutes, so we weren't lying. And if my mother had said to me, are you lying? I would have said, no, we went to the library, because we did. We went to the library for 5 minutes, right? So, when people are asking Jaclyn Cosmetics, are they safe to use? Are they FDA approved? They're saying, sure. We went to the library. That's what I think is going on here, okay? And let me tell you why. How's the drama, folks? So anyway, y'all are going to love my pot roast. It's coming next week, and I'm telling you, it is tasty. Okay, so anyway, I went in here and I was like, I want to know, what does this FDA approved or FDA compliant, what does that really mean? Like, does it mean anything? Because all these people in the thread and on Twitter and stuff were saying it doesn't really mean anything that it's FDA compliant. Okay, so I went and I did my little Google search. We're going to talk about that in a second, what I found from the FDA. But I happened to go over to the Beauty Guru chatter, you know, one of my favorites over there, and somebody had posted 2 days ago, new post on Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics Instagram, link goes to a FAQ stating lipsticks are FDA compliant. Well, I had read part of this the other day, but I had made videos and it's been 2 days. So they posted on here, still no refund, the team is working to resolve the following outstanding payments, and it goes through here and it says, okay, and then they link that to the FAQ. So somebody said, but the FDA doesn't regulate every single cosmetic ingredient or every step of the manufacturing process. Their responsibility is pretty limited as far as I know. And then somebody else said, FDA can only approve cosmetic color additives and can only approve ingredients based on how genuinely safe they are, not on how they're used. They also don't really get to decide if your SHI tut is contaminated or not. And it's obvious that there are foreign materials in the lipsticks, allegedly. So again, this is all BS. And somebody else said they do approve ingredients based on how they are used to a degree. Some pigments are considered not safe for the eye area but are approved for the lips, etc. Most brands will still use these pigments in products that are clearly intended for the eye, but they just carefully label them otherwise. And then it goes on, somebody says the FDA doesn't regulate cosmetics or other personal care items, shampoos, conditioner, shaving cream, etc. So there's always opposing views on here, and I'm like, well, what is the truth, right? And then it goes underneath here, and there's a bunch of other stuff. They're bringing up the videos that I made from the other, well, not mine. They're listing other people's like Twitter accounts and stuff. And it says, where is it? Okay. They are not FDA compliant. Sharp plastic pieces, metal shards, and fuzz means the lipsticks are adulterated. Adulteration refers to violations involving composition, whether they result from ingredients, contaminants, process, packaging, or shipping and handling. And then she links it to the FDA, okay? And then somebody said, right, just because she's using FDA-approved ingredients, I went to the library, does not make the cosmetics FDA compliant. The FDA has such limited oversight when it comes to cosmetics, it's disgusting. And then somebody else said, it also means she's lying by omission. The library. The FDA approved my lipsticks. Yes, the list of ingredients only. Contamination with foreign objects, on the other hand, they don't approve of, and she knows that, or she knew that. The FDA can do something, but the chances they will are low. They are underfunded and understaffed. What actions can FDA take against companies or individuals who market adulterated or misbranded cosmetics? FDA may take regulatory action if we have reliable information indicating that a cosmetic is adulterated or misbranded. For example, FDA can pursue action through the Department of Justice and the federal court system to remove adulterated and misbranded cosmetics from the market. To prevent further shipment of an adulterated or misbranded product, FDA may request the federal district court to issue a restraining order against the manufacturer or distributor of the violative cosmetic. Cosmetics that are not in compliance with the law may be subject to seizure. And then it goes on in here, and it just like there's all this speculation about it, right? And I'm like, this is so interesting to me. Well, then what is the FDA's involvement in all this, okay? Because if they are standing behind this guise of it's FDA approved or FDA compliant or FDA regulated, as they said, they said FDA compliant and regulated, okay? So then I'm like, well, what does that mean? I went to the library. No mention of the Steak and Shake. You catching on here? Okay. Listen, I might not be smart, but I got a little bit going on. Okay, so then I go in here and I look up, how does FDA approve makeup? I Google searched it in case you want to do your own research. And it says, it comes up right away, the FDA, or the law does not require cosmetic products and ingredients except for color additives to be approved by FDA before they go on the market. However, cosmetics must not be adulterated or misbranded. That's what people are referring to when it talks about what's in the things, okay? Remember, however, that not all personal care products are regulated as cosmetics. So then I'm looking through here, and there's different little articles by the FDA, and it says, why are cosmetics not FDA approved? And I'm thinking to myself, well, girl, you don't know, so you might as well read the article. See, listen, if I had done this kind of research back in the day, where's my lips? Where's my lipsticks? They came all the way from China, and they did not melt. Back in the day, if I had done this kind of research, my God, my teachers would have given me A++++, I'd be in Harvard right now. So anyway, well, I mean, not now, 20 years ago, 30 years almost. My God, it's been almost 30 years. Next year's 30 years that I graduated from high school, and I did graduate. Okay, barely, but I did. So this is on the FDA. You can go look it up, and it says Cosmetics Q&A. This is FDA.gov. And if you don't know what you don't know is a lot. After anything that has .gov on it, it's the real deal, okay? Cosmetics Q&A. Why are cosmetics not FDA approved? If cosmetics are not FDA approved, how are they regulated? FDA regulated does not mean FDA approved. FDA does not have the legal authority to approve cosmetics before they go on the market. Although we do approve color additives used in them, except coal tar hair dyes. However, under the law, cosmetics must not be adulterated or misbranded. For example, they must be safe for consumers when used according to directions on the label or in the customary or expected way, and they must be properly labeled. Companies and individuals who market cosmetics have a legal responsibility for the safety and labeling of the products. FDA can take action against a cosmetic on the market if we have reliable information showing that it is adulterated or misbranded. FDA takes action within our legal authority based on public health priorities and available resources. Okay, so I want to go back up and I want to read this for a second. FDA regulated does not mean FDA approved. FDA does not have the legal authority to approve cosmetics before they go on the market, although we do approve color additives, okay? Now this is important. Now I want to go back in here, hold on, I got my screenshots ready. Go back in here into Jaclyn Cosmetics, where it says, Jaclyn Cosmetics lipsticks are made with cosmetic industry standard FDA compliant ingredients and are produced in an over-the-counter compliant factory that is registered with the FDA. And then it goes up here at the top, where's the other thing about the FDA thing. After a thorough investigation, extensive third-party testing, several labs and safety assessors have confirmed that while a fraction of our lipsticks did not meet our brand standards of quality, they are in full compliance with FDA regulation and safe to use. Okay. FDA regulated does not mean FDA approved. So they're not saying FDA approved. FDA does not have the legal authority to approve cosmetics. So I'm confused. What does any of this mean on Jaclyn Cosmetics? Does it mean anything? I mean, them stating that on there looks real good on paper, doesn't it? I mean, it's like, you know, when you're going into a new job and you're sitting there and they're like signing this 20-page contract and you're like, hey, I trust you. Okay, listen, I just need the job. Okay, $850. Okay, let's do it, you know? But like, I mean, you don't really know a lot of the legal mumbo jumbo that's in there. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there that are attorneys and things like that if they contact me, and I'm sure that somebody when they're watching this video will be an FDA expert or probably worked for them that will comment on this video and say, this is exactly what it means, right? But what I'm getting from this is that you don't even need to be FDA approved to have your makeup, or because there is no such thing as FDA approved or like compliant, it doesn't really mean anything. So then why are they hiding behind this on their website? Okay, so I go down here and I'm reading these articles, compliance and enforcement, FDA authority over cosmetics, FDA recall policies for cosmetics, okay, so I go over this kind of stuff, right? And I go to FDA authority over cosmetics, how cosmetics are not approved, but are FDA regulated. The law does not require cosmetic products and ingredients other than color additives to have FDA approval before they go on the market. But there are laws and regulations that apply to cosmetics in the market and interstate commerce. Okay, so what that says is that they don't need approval to go on the market with the ingredients. The two most important laws pertaining to cosmetics marketed in the United States are the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act and the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act. FDA regulates cosmetics under the authority of these laws. In the United States, federal laws are enacted by Congress in order to make the laws work on a, okay, and then it goes in here. But then when you go, hold on a second. And then when you go in here and you read this, where was the recall thing? Hold on a second, I have that. Compliance and enforcement, FDA authority. Okay, FDA recall policy for cosmetics. Because I'm wondering why they still haven't been recalled yet, right? Because that's what everybody's saying. A recall is the firm's removal or correction of a marketed product that FDA considers to be in violation of the laws we administer and against which we would initiate legal action such as seizure. FDA strongly recommends that firms become familiar with the complete guidelines, including the components of a recall strategy. So, and then it goes in here and says, what is the FDA's role in a recall? The FDA has no authority under the FD&C Act to order a recall of a cosmetic, although it can request that a firm recall a product. However, we do have an active role in recalls, for example, and then it goes through and it talks about monitoring it, okay? Now, underneath here, somewhere, there was this list of all of these companies that had been recalled, right? And I'm reading through there. There's probably like 30 or 40 different companies that have recalled items recently. One of which was Claire's, okay, recalling the JoJo Siwa thing with asbestos in it. Which, again, I want to refer to, okay? And the reason why is because it was recalled through the FDA. They recalled the items. They put out a warning about it. JoJo Siwa, 16 years old, comes out, makes a 4-minute video, something like that. I think it was even less than that, 4 minutes, 36 seconds. I don't know, okay? JoJo bows all day long. But anyway, and she made a 4-minute video and came out, owned the whole thing, said, I don't want my face on this. Don't use it. We're doing a recall because I care about my fans, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, I go through there, and there's all of these, what I believe to be reliable brands that have recalled products, such as Aveda. Aveda had 2 products on there, and in my experience, and this is just my experience, in my opinion, Aveda has been a pretty reputable brand through the years. I don't know, I could be wrong with what you guys have to say, so let me know your comments. And there were several different cosmetics companies underneath there that were really, in my understanding, pretty reputable that had done recalls on items, and it didn't ruin them, right? So then again, we go back to, why are we hiding behind the library? I mean, like, figuratively, but literally as well. Like, why are we hiding behind this ruse that doesn't mean anything? And why are we just not coming out and owning this? This whole thing is this messy, I mean, literally, I think Jaclyn Hill needs to call up JoJo Siwa on the phone and say, girl, what do I do? Like, you are 15 years my junior, and you have this whole thing figured out, and you're going on, she's on tour site doing meet and greets and things like that. She ain't worried about all this kind of stuff. She took ownership from it and she moved on. Why has this had to be this huge thing that has now gone on for weeks and weeks and weeks? I am baffled by this. I am just absolutely baffled by this. You know, and now she's taken down all of her social media. We don't have any more answers than we had 2 weeks ago from things, except for this library statement on the FAQ, which doesn't really mean anything, and people are finding problems with that. I talked about that in my video yesterday, and so it's just mind-boggling. This just goes on and on and on, and it makes me almost kind of wonder, like, is there, like, at this point, is this what they want to happen? Like, I'm confused, right? And this is the part where I feel like it's right in front of my face, but I don't see it. Like, why, if this is so easily fixed, don't they just fix it? Like, I just don't get it, right? Like, what's right in front of our face? Like, why are they continuing this madness? Like, just fix it and move on. Like, it's just really that simple. Come out, do a recall, call all the things back. Just say, based on customer complaints, we're going to recall it. Does that mean that you're afraid that you have to take responsibility and that people could legally sue you? I don't know. I don't know that much about the law. That if they did a recall, then all these people that found things wrong with their lipsticks, would they have some kind of legal, you know, recourse that they could take with Jaclyn Cosmetics? Well, we already know that she's not Jaclyn Cosmetics LLC, so, which is exactly why you set things like this up, so that she's not personally sued through all of this. I just don't understand why she doesn't fix it and move on from all of this. It doesn't have to continue to be this messy, you know, and now she's hiding and nobody knows where she's at, and I hope she's taking care of herself and I hope she's taking care of her mental health. But at the same time, it's like, this was so easily fixed. You know, it's almost kind of like this JoJo Siwa thing happened at this opportune time to show her, hey, girl, this is all you have to do. It's just not that deep. Because Jaclyn Cosmetics stuff happened before JoJo Siwa. Nobody's talking about JoJo Siwa. And that was asbestos, okay, in the makeup. That was a pretty serious issue. And she's moved on. There's been a recall, and everybody has let it go. So I don't know why Jaclyn Hill can't do the same thing. I'm baffled. I'm baffled. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you. If I am wrong, comment it below and let me know. Educate me, please. I have learned a lot of new things through all of this. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.